Welcome back. Welcome back. I am Lamborghini C, and I'm back with you guys this time for an unboxing. I know we talk a lot of business on this channel, but like I said, this is a lifestyle channel where we focus also on beauty as well as relationships and things like that. So I am going to make it a point to make sure that I bring more of that content. Now, it may be focused, again, as we talk about. Um, some of the beauty tips or even wardrobe things, they still might be tied to business a little bit, but I want to make sure that we are well rounded on this channel. So, again, I'm Lamborghini C, also known as the HR Whisperer. You can see, and owner of Edelman Enterprises. But I am here to do an unboxing of Sam Edelman. I have to tell you guys, uh, I really didn't start wearing Sam Edelman till honestly, I would say probably 8 years ago or so. I had actually had surgery on both of my feet. So I'll kind of back up. Like, so I was, in my 20s, I was, fly, look a little young tender. At one point I was living on the East Coast in New Jersey, so I would go hang like sometimes and party in New York. Sometimes I would be in Philly. And yes, I would be healed up, running up and down those streets, honey. And I was in my 20s, so I wasn't necessarily breaking the bank for my shoes, right? I didn't really pay attention to that or even think it mattered, right? At the time. But now I realize that, again, you need to invest in your shoes, right? And in your clothing, but your shoes more importantly, and that hits near and dear for me because, like I said, I ended up years later having pain, and I would just try to, I'd started wearing Clarks and things like that, and more flats. But I did a lot of travel, so I would constantly be running through, the airports. And I would just be in, sometimes I would be in excruciating pain and no one would know it, right? And again, I think it came from like the years of, um, not necessarily wearing the best shoes. They were cute, but they might not have been like the best fit orthopedically, right? And so I ended up paying for it, look, literally and physically, right? Years later. So I ended up being in so much pain. I finally went to a podiatrist and saw him and he did x-rays and he actually asked, like, did you drop something on your feet? Because he said it looked like the bones were separated. And that kind of explained why I was feeling the pain that I did. And I couldn't recall. I knew I'd had, a huge move, and I've had in the past. I've had a bad habit because I'm conscious of it now and I'm a lot better with it, of doing things I have no business doing. Like, and I say that, meaning like trying to lift things that I shouldn't be, or like where I do need to wait and have a man do some things for me. Like, I'm better about that now, even if it takes no shade, but even if it takes several days or a week or two after the fact that I asked to have something done. But I just, again, I have to wait because I can no longer like put my health at risk. And so I'm getting a lot better about that. And so I'm here to do an unboxing with Sam Edelman. So after I had my surgery, um, again, my schedule was very, very busy, and I had like the best surgeon, the best podiatrist, and he recognized I didn't really have the time in my schedule, or I didn't think I had the time, right? Because I was still in corporate America, and again, I had that unspoken fear or concern around like having to take more time off, right? Because I already was taking time away to go to the appointments with him. And then he started talking about like physical therapy for the recovery. And I'm like, I can't, like, if I'm out of the office, like, again, perception is everything, regardless of what anyone tries to tell you in that corporate world. And people will know it's like, wow, she's barely here. She's always leaving early. Honey, it can be crucial, right? And so I didn't want the optics of that. Again, I was on forward upward mobility. And again, something else where I look back and I kind of see where Again, that wasn't necessarily the best choice. Or I can recognize in the past where I sacrificed myself, for that corporate career. But he was able to work with me. So he said, okay, instead of having you go to therapy, this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to have you begin to, again, try to walk more, but I'm going to also have you wear heels, right? And everyone like that would see me because they knew, I had surgery because I was off for a little bit after the surgery. They were like, "You're wearing heels again?" I was like, "Yep, doctor prescribed." So he had me gradually increase the height, like to start out with a lower heel and then increase the height. And he said, the reason I'm having you do this is because as you're walking in these heels, it's like you're building your muscles back. So it's almost like you're exercising, right? And you're strengthening those muscles. And so that's going to have the same effect as if I send you to, physical therapy and, have you go through those exercises. We'll just tackle it from that standpoint. And you know what? It actually worked. And it actually worked from the standpoint too. Like for me, I've identified my ideal like height. Like trying to go too low, like a 3-inch heel, is too low for me. My feet actually, I'll start to feel a little pain or, weird trying to wear and maneuver in those heels. So I try to stick around like a 3.7-inch heel to 4 inch heel, and I can wear them all day. So when I saw these shoes, I just knew they were the best shoes for me. So here is the packaging. And this is one of the reasons that I wanted to come and do the unboxing is because Sam Edelman has gone through some rebranding. They actually have changed their branding. One of the things that I really like about them is, again, this is my go-to brand. If I'm not getting one of the designers, if I'm not wearing, like you'll see my Louboutins back there, the red bottoms, the real red bottoms. If I'm not wearing like one of the designers, I kind of do the Sam Edelman for more of a day to day, like my regular, kind of thing. Oftentimes I feel more comfortable wearing them or Cole Haan. Cole Haan is my other one. For business, right? Because I think for some folks, again, it's off putting to them, depending on the industry and the level of folks that you're going to be working with. Like if you're working with like primarily like middle class kind of group of people, some of them haven't matured yet and they have insecurities and they're going to get an attitude. And trust me, I've watched it and I have an innate, like I'm just in tune. Unfortunately, I see people's reactions. Someone pointed that out to me a few weeks ago. Like I have a hypersensitivity to that. Like I'm able to see in people's faces, um, where they have the disdain or irritation. But some of them get an attitude actually, when you wear some of the designer stuff around them. So, needless to say, if I'm in a situation where, I'm closing a deal, I'm trying to close a deal, or maybe, I'm working with a client or something like that, again, depending kind of on the type of environment I'm in, I try to gauge it. If I know I'm walking into a world that's more like upper class, echelon, where again, that designer stuff, it doesn't phase them because that's their regular everyday, then I will wear some of my designer stuff in those settings. But Sam Edelman has been my go-to, so I'm going to get into this. Like I said, it looks like they changed their branding, which is pretty cool here. And so we get in there, it's this kind of lime green and white type of thing. So let's get into these shoes. When I saw these shoes, I knew I had to have them. So one of the things that I like immediately, like, okay, let's see what this little thing is. It comes with this little, um, envelope. So let's see what it is. Okay, as you can see, it actually has a little booklet in it. How cool is that? So it's a card. Oh, wow. Okay. And then it has like a little booklet as well, which is interesting. Let's see what's in this booklet, you know. Okay, it says Sam Edelman is a lifestyle brand devoted to trend on, irreverent style that bridges the gap between aspiration and attainability to define modern luxury. I think that is a perfect description of them because I feel like they're right in that middle space. Okay, so it's almost like it's the story or interview of Sam, or a character named Sam. It's quite interesting. I'm going to see if you guys can see. It has like little drawings and things in it of the people per se. So that is interesting. Uh oh, we lost our mic. But um, but no, how cool is that? That's pretty cool. Um, but I like too that it also gets into, it looks like it's advertising toward the end, their signature sandals and just how they're made. Oh, all their different products. They all weather boots. Okay, that's cool. And their dress pumps. Okay. All right. So this is cool. So this is good because it kind of helps like introduce you as the consumer to all of their variety of brands, right? So that you're able to see all of the different products that they make. And again, I think they have a focus on comfort with their style. And so, that is really, really nice. And that's one of the things that drew me to them, right? Is again, they're very, in my opinion, cost effective. They're not going to break the bank. You're going to pay like under $200 for them. In many cases, you can probably find some at Saks Off Fifth or something like that, or even Amazon, and get them for $100 or less. So this is how the back of the shoe looks. This is the front. You can see I actually had tried these on before, and so um, like these are like a woven like design. Like it's not even just like leather. And so this just spoke to me and said fall. And so when I tell you I will have so many outfits that I'm able to pair it with my neutrals, with my khakis and things like that. And it's that 3.7-inch heel. And so I will feel comfortable whether I'm running through some sort of conference, or event networking. I think these will actually be comfortable for me. Like I like that Sam Edelman puts, to me, they put an extra amount of cushion in their shoes. And so that's why they've always been comfortable to me. And so if you guys have not checked them out, I encourage you to. Like I said, I feel like they're kind of in that mid, kind of that like entry level luxury, not quite luxury or what have you. I think you definitely get the bang for your buck. I think, the pricing is definitely worth it. So I encourage you guys, check out Sam Edelman with their new branding if you have not already. Bye.